because abortion is not God's plan. Psalm 139 says this. It says, you made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion. As I was woven together in the dark of the womb, you saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. That's his plan for us. That's what he thinks about us, even before we're born. And I want to show you guys a picture, if you guys have it back there. This is Declan. This is our little boy. And he is due on February 22nd, 2023. And right now, God is forming that little boy in my wife. Right now, he has a plan for that little boy. He's got a future. I don't know what that plan is. I don't know how many days he's given Declan. I don't know what he's called for his life. I pray that he will be a mighty man of God. But that's in God's hands. And he's planning that right now. God has a plan for Declan. And from a human viewpoint, we might have unplanned pregnancies, but there are no accidental conceptions. There is no accidental conception. And maybe we didn't plan it. And maybe even it came as an act of terrible, horrible cruelty and evil. But there is no accidental conception. God is the author of life, and life is still a gift. He has the power of life and death in his hands. It's not our right to unjustly end any life prematurely. It is only God's. And there are alternatives to abortion. And I don't want you just to hear it from me. That's why we partner with places like CareNet. I want you to hear it from Mia. That's her story, and I want you guys to play that real quick. Let's listen to Mia's story.
I was actually referred here by someone named Sarah. She's like a friend that I've known since I was 5. And I was telling her about my situation with the pregnancy and how I was unsure and scared and nervous, and I didn't really know where to turn to because during that time I didn't really have anyone. I walked in and felt really welcomed, so I knew that this is where I wanted to come to continue to be able to ask for help or advice. When I first came, I took a pregnancy test because I wasn't necessarily sure, but I was pretty positive. That was our first conversation, was just pretty much just a prayer, and I was just asking for me to have a clear mind. I didn't want to follow through with the pregnancy, and I hadn't ever thought of something like that, but because of the situation, I was like, this isn't gonna work. It really made me feel like you can do it. You just keep going, put another foot in front of the other, and that's what I did, and just kind of made me comforted in knowing that keeping the baby was the best decision for me. It was just really welcoming and refreshing to be able to have someone around me like that when you feel like you don't have anyone. For someone that doesn't know anything about CareNet, I could just let them know that this is where you want to be. I know that they're going to care for me, they're going to listen, and they're going to give me the best advice possible, and I won't be judged for whatever decision I decide to make. It's been a journey, but I'm happy I went through with it.
There's other options out there, and you're not alone. You're not alone in this world.